You meet someone for the very first time. They're well-dressed, they're smiling, and they offer a firm handshake. Yet, before they've finished saying hello, you feel an unexplainable gut warning to keep your distance. Other times, it's the opposite. You lock eyes with a stranger and feel an immediate magnetic connection, as if you've known them for years, despite never having spoken a word. We are taught to wait for evidence and to never judge a book by its cover. But these physical sensations often override our logical conditioning before we have the chance to think. Malcolm Gladwell describes this rapid-fire judgment as thin slicing. Within those first 10 seconds, the brain processes thousands of subtle physical cues to settle on two specific conclusions. Can I trust this person? And are they competent? This isn't just a social habit, it's a survival mechanism. For our ancestors, failing to distinguish between a friend and a threat in a fraction of a second could be fatal. If we can consciously observe this data processing as it happens, we can decode the hidden signals of human behavior. Carl Jung spent his career exploring the gap between our internal reality and the faces we show to the world. Jung used the term persona to describe the social mask we wear to appear harmless, successful, and fit for society. In the first 10 seconds of a meeting, before that persona is fully secured, humans often leak raw, unfiltered emotional data. Eye contact functions as an immediate trust test. A 3-second gaze typically signals confidence or warmth, while a fleeting, shifty look can broadcast anxiety or a desire to hide. Then there are micro-expressions, flashes of real emotion that last only 0.2 seconds. FBI interrogators look for these tiny twitches of anger or fear that appear just before a suspect manages to force a polite smile. These microscopic physical contradictions suggest that the more weight someone puts into their social mask, the more likely their true character is to leak through the cracks. These leaks extend to the rest of the body. Hidden hands, for instance, often broadcast a subconscious signal of distrust to an observer's brain. Posture instantly dictates power dynamics. Taking up space suggests competence and self-assurance, while shrinking inward signals a lack of confidence. Physical distance is another indicator. Moving too close can signal a lack of boundary respect or social dominance, while staying unusually far back suggests a high level of caution. We also hear these leaks in the voice. A sudden jump in pitch or a rush in speaking speed often contradicts the calm words being spoken. Even minor verbal commitments can serve as a reliability test. If a stranger promises a small follow-up, like sending a link, and fails to do it, it reveals a pattern of unreliability that likely extends to larger responsibilities. When posture, tone, and action diverge from a rehearsed script, they create a dissonance. This friction provides a much clearer look at a person's true internal state than their words ever could. Sometimes a visceral reaction to a stranger reveals more about you than it does about them. Jung called this the shadow, the hidden part of our psyche containing everything we refuse to acknowledge about ourselves. If you feel an intense dislike for an arrogant stranger, it's often because they exhibit a trait deeply suppressed within your own shadow. We do the same with attraction, using a stranger as a blank movie screen to project our unfulfilled potential. When we project like this, we are interacting with a phantom of our own creation. Disappointment is inevitable when the actual human fails to play the role we've assigned them. Consciously observing these 10-second reactions provides a window into our own empathy and bias. Recognizing these projections allows us to see strangers as mirrors, rather than threats or saviors. To truly read others, we must first learn to read ourselves.